I feel like, right now I feel like I got a bigger fight. This is part of my
off my feet and do something. I can't wait on the world. Like I can't say, I can't wait on anybody to want to respond.
And you can be in love with someone. You can love someone and you're not. And if you haven't experienced love and you don't understand it and you don't have the tools to move forward, then you're gonna have.
Despite growing public scrutiny and mounting pressure, Jay Z consistently refused to submit to a paternity test for Rammer Satterthwaite. Instead, he relied on elite lawyers and endless legal tactics to sidestep the issue. But recently, a judge finally allowed Rammer to move forward, signaling the beginning of the end for Jay Z's stalling strategies. With that ruling, the music mogul suddenly found himself backed into a legal corner with fewer options than ever before. To understand the weight of this, we go deeper into the background. Rammer's mother, Wanda, claimed that she had a brief but life-altering encounter with Jay Z when she was only 15 or 16 years old. According to her, this happened in 1992, back when Jay Z was still on the rise. If this timeline is accurate, and if paternity were proven, it could expose Jay Z to serious legal risks, including allegations related to statutory misconduct. What makes Wanda's claim even more haunting is that before she passed away, she recorded a deathbed video where she clearly stated her belief in her son's story. Her final message was one of love and defiance, standing by Rammer even in her last moments.
These young men coming from they're just in pain. You got to survive. So you go into survival mode. And when you go into survival mode, what happened? Shut down. Right.
What followed over the next 10 years wasn't just a legal battle. It was a war of silence and power. Jay Z never publicly addressed the claims. He never denied them outright. Instead, he built walls of legal protection, using procedural dismissals and technicalities to keep the case from ever reaching the point of a DNA test. According to Rammer, the obstruction didn't end in the courtroom. He claims that his own legal team was infiltrated, that some of the people working for him were secretly being paid by Jay Z's lawyers to sabotage the case from within. The more Rammer pushed forward, the more the legal system seemed to push back, creating a web of corruption that felt impossible to escape.
From there.
Connect because you can't connect because of the way you feel about yourself, you mean?
Yeah.
While Jay Z expanded his billion-dollar empire, Rammer lived a life worlds apart. Raised by his godmother after Wanda's illness, Rammer had no access to wealth, fame, or elite attorneys. He wasn't seeking retroactive child support, because legally, that was never an option for someone his age. What he wanted was acknowledgement, truth, and justice. But as his case grew stronger, something darker allegedly started happening in his personal life. He spoke of intimidation, cars pulling up outside his home at 4 a.m., and even his own vehicle being shot at shortly after filing legal action. These weren't the typical pressures of a civil case. If true, they suggest something much more sinister at work, an effort to scare him into silence. And yet, there was one development that seemed to confirm that Jay Z couldn't hide behind the legal system forever. For years, another man, Robert Graves, had been identified in court as Rammer's biological father. He was even ordered to pay child support. But when a paternity test was finally done, it proved Graves wasn't the father.
It's not why you can't prove me wrong. Like it's not as far as a proving me wrong thing. It's go to the courtroom and basically do what everybody else would have had to do. Like it's not, you don't have to prove me wrong. I just want the truth.
Father. This cleared the path for Rammer to name Jay Z. Despite this new opening, Jay Z still refused a DNA test. The contradictions in the legal filings only deepened the mystery. If he wasn't the father, why fight so hard? Why not just take the test and move on? Then, just as public interest was peaking, Rammer did something no one expected. On July 24th, 2025, after 10 years of court filings, interviews, harassment, and emotional trauma, he walked away. He dropped the lawsuit entirely. The timing raised immediate red flags. Why now? Had he been paid to disappear? Had the pressure...
He said, anything to go against my claim. So I'm like, everyone knows that it's many courtrooms that has people in it that's not doing the job or...
Finally broken him? Or had his legal team learned something devastating that made continuing impossible? The questions were endless, and the silence was deafening. The Jay Z story is bigger than just a paternity test. It's a mirror held up to the entire entertainment industry, a world where fame and money often insulate powerful people from accountability. When Jay Z's name came up in connection with the Diddy scandal, Rammer called him out directly, questioning how a man who claims to protect children could ignore the son who may be his own. His words hit hard, especially during a moment when the public was finally starting to turn against powerful men who had long escaped justice. And yet, Jay Z seemed to slip away once again, untouched, unchanged. This case may be closed in the eyes of the court, but in the court of public opinion, it's far from over. Jay Z never took the test. He never cleared his name. And while the system may have allowed him to sidestep the truth, Rammer's battle exposed something that can't be erased. A decade of silence, manipulation, and unanswered questions. If Jay Z truly had nothing to hide, why didn't he take the test? The legal documents are filed, the statements are made, and the case is closed. But for many watching, that simple unanswered question will haunt his legacy far longer than any courtroom decision ever could. Please drop your thoughts on the comment section, and also don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more of Hollywood's gossip tales.